Movie Crimes of 2024, Official FILMJAIL Indictments. Welcome to the courtroom of cinematic justice, where we examine the most egregious offenses committed on the big screen this year. These aren't just bad movies, they're criminal wastes of talent, budget, and audience time that deserve to be sentenced to film jail. The rise of cinema sins, why bad movies matter to audiences, the evolution of film criticism. From professional critics to democratized social media reviews, audiences have increasingly sophisticated expectations for what makes a good movie. Modern viewers don't just watch films, they actively analyze and critique every aspect from writing to visual effects. The passionate reactions to movie failures reveal how deeply audiences invest in film as an art.
Our methodology, how we judge movie crimes, budget versus quality ratio, we consider the resources available to filmmakers. A $200 million blockbuster with terrible CGI is judged more harshly than a low-budget indie with similar issues, talent wasted. Films that squander exceptional casts, directors, or source material commit more serious offenses than projects with limited star power. Audience expectations, marketing promises versus actual delivery factors heavily into our sentencing. False advertising is a felony in film court. Cultural impact. We examine social media reactions, memes, and lasting discussions about these cinematic failures as evidence in our cases.
Category number 1, Worst CGI Offenders of 2024, featuring Furiosa. When your $150 million prequel to one of the most visually stunning action films of the last decade looks like a PS3 cutscene, you've committed a serious movie crime. Film jail verdict. Despite George Miller's track record with practical effects in Fury Road, Furiosa relied heavily on unconvincing digital landscapes and vehicles that lacked the visceral impact of its predecessor. Key evidence, the sandstorm sequence where characters appeared to float unnaturally against obviously green-screen backgrounds. Category number 2, the sequel nobody asked for, Ghostbusters 2024, charges filed, recycling the same plot points for the third consecutive film, forcing nostalgic cameos that serve no narrative purpose, using the original theme music to mask a complete lack of new ideas. Verdict, guilty of franchise necromancy, raising a dead IP without bringing it back to life. The franchise that refuses to die returned with yet another attempt to recapture the magic of the original.
Category number 3, dialogue that made us physically cringe. Argylle, the script, I'm not just a spy. I'm the spy. Actual line delivered with complete seriousness in a $200 million production. The direction, Matthew Vaughn's typical stylish direction couldn't save actors from having to deliver lines that sounded like they were written by an AI that had only watched bad spy movie trailers. The reaction, theater reports included audible groans during key, dramatic moments as audiences struggled through exchanges that felt written for a parody but played straight. Sentence, 5 years of mandatory screenwriting workshops.
Additional charges, miscast actors and plot holes. Miscast actors. 2024 saw several A-list stars clearly phoning it in for paychecks in roles they were utterly wrong for. Chris Pratt's attempted dramatic turn in The Garfield Movie, Dwayne Johnson as a theoretical physicist in Experiment X, Jennifer Lawrence's unconvincing action sequences in Red One, plot holes big enough to drive the Batmobile through. Some of 2024's biggest blockbusters featured storylines that collapsed under the slightest scrutiny. Morbius 2, the entire third act hinges on characters forgetting their established powers. Fast X Part 2, physics-defying stunts that make earlier entries look tame. Batman Who Laughs, timeline inconsistencies visible to casual viewers. Box office impact. When movie crimes cost millions, chart showing box office figures for Furiosa, Ghostbusters, Argylle, and Morbius 2, with approximate values as follows. Furiosa $150M, Ghostbusters $100M, Argylle $200M, Morbius $2 110M. Actual values are difficult to precisely read from the provided image but represent a substantial amount. Audience verdict, social media reactions to these film failures. Twitter/X, just watched Furiosa. The CGI made me nostalgic for 2005 video game cutscenes. #FilmJail. At MovieFan442, Ghostbusters 2024 felt like someone wearing the skin of the original movie but forgetting to include a soul. Or jokes. At ADS Nostalgia Critic, TikTok, viral trend, users recreating and mocking Argylle's cringiest dialogue with over 50M combined views. multiple, how it should have ended, fan edits fixing plot holes garnered more praise than the actual films. Reddit, r/movies threads analyzing these failures became more entertaining than the films themselves. Fan theories about studio interference and behind-the-scenes drama sparked investigative deep dives. 2024's Ultimate Sentence, the movies that belong in film jail, life sentence, Argylle, 20 years, Ghostbusters 2024, 10 years, Furiosa, 5 years, Morbius 2, The Batman Who Laughs, probation, Fast X Part 2, Red 1, the Garfield movie. The court of public opinion has delivered its verdict. These films stand convicted of wasting talent, money, and viewer time, sentenced to be remembered as warnings to future filmmakers about what not to do. What movies would you send to film jail this year? Share your verdicts in the comments.